Good evening, everyone, and Merry Christmas. Um, Tonight, we're just going to have a talk about grieving and Christmas time, uh, death, and the holidays. And the reason why I want to bring this to you is because, well, when I was a little girl, my natural mother died at Christmas time. And I went to live with my grandparents, and I do consider that a blessing to get to live with my grandparents growing up on a farm. And they were the most wonderful, loving, inspirational people that I could ever have been blessed to have been raised by. And they too had lost their firstborn child. And so um, the week before Christmas is always hard. And then my uncle that I was raised with, like a sibling, so to me, he's my brother, he lost his little girl um, who was 5 years old the week before Christmas. And my house burned down the week before Christmas. And Friday, my neighbors, the ones I have often shown their backyard and told how wonderful and good they have been to me, Mr. Boydine, the gentleman, the elderly man that lived there, died on Friday. He'd had cancer several times and beaten it, but then it spread and got to his brain, and he died at home with his family there. And we've lost 2 police officers locally. And I wanted to talk about also the people that this is their first Christmas without a loved one. You know, Christmas has evolved, to me, to be secular. It is no longer a religious holiday. It is not celebrated as such. People do not give the correct spirit of love to their fellow person. They do not honor the birth of Christ, who they say that the holiday is for. The gift giving is not done with pure love and joy. It's done as an obligation, a commercial fulfillment, this kind of need more things. Let me give things. I can't give my time or my love or my energy, so I will give things. And so I have a different view of Christmas than a lot of people do. Certainly a lot of Christians do. So I have a small, just it's a small little thing here. It's about all I can do now. All the years that I was raising my daughter and real close with my family, that was a salve to me. It helped, and I was able to not fall into depression or despair or memories bombard me. But being alone now, I mean, my daughter lives 2 hours away. I did get to see her yesterday, and we spent a couple of hours just together at a restaurant in Huntsville with her husband, and we got to share presents, and so that's good. But it's different when you only get to see your only child, your closest family member, once every couple of months. So this year kind of hit me hard. Um, these years since she's moved away have often been a struggle for me. where I could fill myself with distraction before I no longer can. So it makes me more heightened and aware of when I look at other people and I see that forced smile, the oh yeah, Merry Christmas. They're trying so hard not to let other people see their pain and their despair. And I wanted to offer a word of advice that and I have a Facebook post I do every year about this topic, that don't don't assume a person is a Grinch. Don't assume that they're not celebratory. Don't assume that they don't love Jesus Christ or God or are good abiding Christians. This is not a symbol of our Christianity. It is not. Whether we celebrate Christmas or not is not our Christianity. We are actually not commanded in Scripture to do so. We are commanded, however, to have the Lord's Supper. Now, that's a whole nother topic, so I won't go into that. But we are not commanded to do this. Not the twinkle lights, not the greenery. These things actually originated in pagan celebrations. But it is always with the spirit of a thing that God sees into our heart. So if we are truly giving and showing brotherly love during this season, well, that is what we're supposed to do. But here's another thing. We're supposed to do that every day, every single day. So please look at other people more carefully. And when irritated by someone else's seeming lack of Christmas spirit or lack of enjoyment or lack of fa la 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 la, please be kind to these people. Please take a thought. You do not know what burden they are carrying. And this is speaking on death and loss. Then let's segue into people who are my subscribers, or people who are in terrible pain. With terrible pain and illnesses comes a financial burden. A lot of people can't work and don't have money. So seeing this gluttonous consumption can push people into despair as well. Well, I can't even afford the simple things, let alone the excess. Now, all my little things are $1. That's what I do. Dollar Tree's the best thing ever. But I'm lucky. I have a holly tree nearby, and I went out and I cut me some holly sprays tonight. And that uplifted me. Having the fresh greenery, twinkle lights always uplift me. But people who are in pain or addicts or suffer from depression or seasonal affective disorder, now that is no joke. These dark days, these cold days, these gloomy days, people fall into despair simply because they don't have sunlight. And so please be kind to other people. And then there are very devout Christians that choose not to celebrate Christmas. Now, I do this because I have a few visitors that will stop by, and I don't want to launch into my lecture about why I don't do this. To me, this is more of a brightening of my spirits in the dark days of wintertime. It is not the symbol of my faith or my belief. And so, again, I wanted to speak on that And then there's also current situations that people are going through, maybe the loss of a job. At work today, 2 people lost their jobs 2 days before Christmas. Friday, 4 people lost their jobs. And these are people violated policy, and that's why they lost their jobs. So they don't have employment now. They lose benefits now. There are people who are in abusive relationships, or people who are just alone. There is a staggering statistics about people over the age of 50, such as myself, who live by themselves with no family. Their families have gone on to start their own families, but now people don't live near their families. They live far away. It's just the nature of how things have developed in the world. And so they're by themselves. And the Norman Rockwell picture of the family gathering is no longer the standard. That was the standard when I was growing up. We had our own family dinner. Then we went to my Aunt Helen, who was a spinster lady, and we celebrated with her. And then we went to my great-grandmother's family, who there were a million gazillion people there. It was a huge family. My grandmother was one of 10, and everybody had 5 kids each. So there's a million gazillion people there. So you stayed very close with your close family, and you celebrated. Well, we have smaller families, and we just don't do that anymore. So I'm planning on going to my sister's house, and my brother will probably stop by, and we will have a tiny little Christmas celebration. My daughter will go to her father's family, and they will have a big celebration. And I'm looking for a good movie to see as well. But again, I know several of you have lost people this last year since you have subscribed to me. I remember your names, and I think of you, and I pray for you, because I deeply know that pain. So those of you who have been blessed and fortunate not to experience those kinds of loss or that kind of pain, when you look around you, please be kind. Just be kind. It's not nice. Now, nice is something different. Nice is a societal face that you put on in pretense. Kindness comes from the deepest parts of your heart. And one of the things that I have found lifts me up is when I can serve others. I'm planning on surprising my sister. She can't eat meat like regular red meat. She has an illness that prevents her from that, but she can eat salmon. So I'm going to prepare a large baked salmon to take to her house. I'm going to make my dressing and a couple of little things to carry with me that I know she can eat, because she will cook food for everybody else to eat. But she won't cook something special for herself, so I'm going to cook something special for her. And I would tell everybody that sometimes when you get so down, maybe you just need to watch a glut of Christmas movies, which is what I am in the middle of doing now. It kind of lifts me up, and I'm never in the Christmas spirit until I hear my 2 favorite Christmas songs, which are I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas and Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Now, just a little side note, the people that wrote Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer and published it, sang it, and everything, they're from Tennessee. So I have great joy in that, plus the fact that it's hilarious. It is lighthearted and it's hilarious. Many of the Christmas songs are not biblically accurate. Most of them are kind of, I want things, I want stuff, and it's not about the really deep things. So either make fun of it and be lighthearted about it, or I don't know. I don't know what's the right thing to do right there. Whatever is the best thing for you to get through. That's the right thing. That is the right thing. And one other note, the meditations of Marcus Aurelius that I listen to and I read, I ordered my own book of it right there. It talks about quietening that voice in your head that talks all the time about nonsense and troubles, and to not concentrate on those things that you can do nothing about. Only concentrate on the things that you can do things about. Now, I realize today it has been 48 years since I lost my mother. 48. And it still hits me. But I have to take responsibility for that. Yes, I will always have a loss there, but it's up to me to decide not to let it injure me or to bring me down. It is a terrible thing that happened, and I still have had a wonderful life. I have had a very wonderful, blessed life. So, with all that being said, I do hope that all of you out there do get to have some wonderful Christmas time. If you are by yourself, one thing that I've learned to do is to treat myself. Tomorrow, I will have my own little Christmas dinner, and I will fix it myself, and I will eat 2 whole pieces of cheesecake by myself, which is caloric value on that is off the charts. And then I will have probably ice cream and tiramisu, and I will have my own turkey with some kind of glazed dressing, and then my regular dressing and hard-boiled eggs with cayenne pepper on top. And I will make my own little tiny meal that I will eat whatever I want to eat. And I'll probably be sick as a dog and regret it like I did on Thanksgiving. But do something for yourself. Take yourself out. Dress up pretty. Dress up just nice. Something for yourself. Just put on sometimes it's all I can do when I'm at home to put on regular shoes because my comfy house shoes are so nice. But my time is about to run out on my video. So, again, I just want to encourage y'all to do for yourself. Have a good, kind heart to others. And Merry Christmas to you all. And God bless you all. And I may be posting videos since I'm off tomorrow. Have a good evening. Good night.